you've been looking for a while now. Maybe it started with a journal, then a personality test, the one with the 4 letters, then a trip somewhere with better light, a book about purpose that you underlined heavily and never finished. And every time the same thing happens, you get close. Something almost clicks, and then Monday arrives, and you're the same person you were, holding a slightly more expensive notebook. Here's what I want to say, and I want to say it gently, because I've been where you are. The search isn't failing you. The search is the problem. Find yourself. Listen to what that phrase actually asks you to believe. To find something, it has to already exist. It has to be complete, sitting somewhere, waiting. A set of keys under a couch cushion, a wallet in the other coat. So when you can't find it, there's only one conclusion available to you. It's still out there, and you haven't looked hard enough. So you look harder. Another book, another retreat, another 2 a.m. scroll through other people's lives, trying to spot the shape of your own. But there is no you under the couch. There isn't a finished person hidden somewhere in your childhood, or in a country you haven't visited, or in the silence of a 10-day retreat. You have been searching a room that was never furnished. That sounds bleak. It isn't. It's the best news in this video, because if the self were a lost object, you'd be at the mercy of luck. You'd either stumble onto it, or you wouldn't. And some people simply never would. But that's not what a self is. A self isn't excavated. It's assembled, piece by piece, out of what you actually do. So if you're not missing a self, why does it feel so much like something is missing? Here's what I think is actually happening. You don't have an identity problem. You have an evidence problem. Think about how you'd describe someone else. You wouldn't reach for their inner essence. You'd reach for what they've done. She's the one who ran the marathon. He rebuilt that engine in his garage. They've been teaching kids to swim for 9 years. Now try it on yourself. Not who you feel like, what you could point at. For a lot of people, that file is thin. Not because they're empty, but because they've spent years in preparation, researching, considering, waiting to feel ready, building a case in their head instead of a record in the world. And a thin file feels exactly like a missing self. Same symptoms, same ache at 2 in the morning, same sense that everyone else got a manual, but it's a completely different problem. And it's fixable, which the other one isn't. You're not nobody. You're just undocumented. Now here's the part that stings, so let me get it over with. Introspection cannot solve this. I know. Everything told you it could. Sit with it. Get quiet. Journal until the truth surfaces. And there's real value in reflection. I'm not telling you to stop thinking about your life, but thinking about who you are produces one reliable output. And it isn't a person. It's more thinking. You felt this. You've had the good journaling night, the one where it all made sense. You closed the notebook, feeling like you'd solved something. And 2 weeks later, you couldn't have told anyone what you decided because nothing left the room. Reflection reshuffles the material you already have. It cannot generate new material. And your problem isn't that your material is badly organized. It's that there isn't enough of it yet. You cannot think your way into a self. You can only act your way into one. So 3 things to do instead. 1. Run small experiments. Stop trying to make life decisions. You are not equipped to make them. And here's why. A life decision requires information about a version of you that doesn't exist yet. You're being asked to predict how a stranger will feel, so don't decide. Test. Pick something you're curious about and give it 30 days, not forever. 30 days. Write every morning. Take the welding class. Say yes to the thing that scares you slightly. Volunteer on Saturdays. The rules are simple. It's short enough that quitting isn't failure. It's the experiment ending. It's real enough to produce actual friction, actual boredom, actual surprise, and you commit to finishing it before you judge it, because week 1 lies to you in both directions. At the end, you don't ask, was that me? That question has no answer. You ask, what did I notice? What did I dread? What did I do without being reminded? What did I keep doing after the novelty wore off? That last one is worth more than any personality test ever written. Every experiment leaves something behind, either a piece you keep or the knowledge that you can stop wondering about that one. Both are progress. Both are more than a year of reflection gave you. 2. Collect evidence, not feelings. There is a gap between I'm a writer and I've published 40 pieces. And that gap is where most identity crises live. The first is a claim your brain has to defend every single day against every doubt forever. The second is a fact. Facts don't need defending. They just sit there, being true, whether or not you feel confident this morning. So start building the file. Keep a record, an actual one written down where you can see it, not a mood log, a ledger. What you made, what you finished, what you showed someone, what you got wrong and then fixed. Do it for 6 months, and something strange happens. You stop asking the question, not because you found an answer, but because the evidence got loud enough to drown it out. And on the bad days, and there will be bad days, you won't have to argue with yourself about who you are. You'll just read the list. 3. Stay long enough to become. This is the one nobody wants, so I'll be direct. Identity is what's left after repetition. That's it. That's the mechanism. Nobody is anything in week 2. The guitarist is not someone who felt musical. The guitarist is someone whose fingers got hard and whose ear got sharp. Over 1,000 unglamorous evenings, most of which felt like nothing at all. And that's the trap of the search. It's always most exciting at the beginning. New book, new plan, new city, new version of you. So you keep restarting. And restarting feels like progress, because it feels like motion, but you're running experiments and never letting one finish. At some point, you have to pick something the evidence already likes, not what you love most, just what keeps showing up in the file, and stay with it past the boring part. Past the part where you're mediocre at it in public. That's where a self actually forms, not in the choosing, in the staying. So here's the whole thing. As short as I can make it, you are not a mystery to be solved. You're a body of work, and right now it's early. Stop asking who you are. It's an unanswerable question dressed up as a profound one, and it has cost you years. Ask instead, what am I going to run for the next 30 days? What goes in the file this week? What am I willing to be bad at? In front of people, long enough to get good. Those questions have answers. You can act on them this afternoon. And a year from now, someone will ask what you do, and you won't reach for a feeling. You'll reach for a fact, and they'll know exactly who they're talking to, because you'll have built someone worth describing. If this video made you realize there's a part of yourself you've been ignoring, I've created a free 7-day self-discovery reset. It's designed to help you slow down, ask better questions, and understand yourself a little more clearly. You'll find it below. Subscribe, like, and comment for more. And if this one landed, watch the next one. It picks up right where this leaves off. What to do when the building gets boring, when the motivation is gone, and nobody is clapping yet. It's on the screen now. You were never lost. You were just unbuilt. Go build.